clips. Welcome to the clips, where the fun never ends. We'll dive into topics, make new best friends. So grab a seat, get ready to go. On the Clips Podcast Show, let's enjoy the flow. Ain't nobody messing with my mind. We'll discuss the latest trends and news. Laugh and debate, leave you feeling amused. Ooh, yeah. Tim, the man is your host. Keep that energy high, we're introducing stories that will touch the sky. Let's talk. Let's talk. Oh.
How y'all doing?
All right.
Could everybody hear the music good?
Good.
Yes.
All right. Welcome to Clips Podcast. We talk about current events, news, and whatever on this station. So with that being said, we'll start from the top with Smoke and Miss what? Apologetic?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We'll start with y'all. Y'all can introduce yourselves. If you want to, you can. If you want to, like I say, your Instagram, Facebook, whatever. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But go ahead, Miss Shabaholic.
All right. My name is Tila. I'm owner of Sharon Vision Interiors on Instagram and Facebook. And that's all I want you to know.
All right. Smoke, what you got, Smoke?
Smoke. My Instagram is Smoke2110. Holla at me.
Uh-oh. JT with the C. JT with the C today. With the C. What you got?
JT. How y'all doing? That's right.
Oh, that's to the point today. Today we to the point.
Yes,
what you got, Les?
Yeah, my name is Leslie, original from Ghana, and I'm a medical student in Ohio, but right now I'm in Atlanta for like internship. So it's glad to meet you all.
What's your tell them what's your background, like what's your occupation, what kind of what you studying for?
Oh yeah, like I'm studying like pediatric medicine. So I'll be specializing in surgery of the foot and ankle. And like the knee, so anything like from knee downwards, that'll be my specialty.
You know,
I just broke my foot last week. So when you get back, I'm gonna check you out, okay?
Okay, all right.
Right. So, he's working towards being a doctor. Jazz, what you got?
I am Jasmine, Big Jazzy, Jazzia, on Instagram.
All right, Mrs. Graham.
Yes, it is.
Mrs. Graham. All right. Look, like I say, today I couldn't get the video up. I had another video we were going to do, but I thought I was going to switch it up today. This was a little disturbing to me, but I thought I'd share it with you guys so that we can dissect it ourselves. Because guess what it's about? It's about all of us on this panel. I just want to get y'all opinion. And the way I got to do it today, I got to actually literally use my phone. So y'all can listen in. It's only for about six minutes. I hate I even got to do it this way because YouTube didn't let me do it. But that's all right. We're going to get it in anyway. You guys ready? Here we go. I'm going to turn it all the way up.
Ready. So here is the video. And of course, I will be right back. This is a very good project. Don't miss out on it. Don't wait until the day you need it. Use it now or
Sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow Sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep Sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap. Okay, so that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay? And that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. Okay, so the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing. Okay? And to show them it's your fault that you're poor. It's not our fault. It's your fault that you're poor. You know, so this is what we do in academic institutions. We know the basic forces that have caused this underdevelopment. We know it's colonization. We cannot afford to allow Africa to industrialize and start producing manufacturers. Okay, so we will do everything to stop that. And I'm going to show you how we actually block that. We had East Asian rapid industrialization processes. So in the earlier period, we had Japan and Korea and Taiwan. Rapid growth, sucking in raw materials from Africa, driving up the prices. And after those countries finished industrialization, then Sub-Saharan African growth rate again fell. Sub-Saharan Africa is condemned to this role, just the supplier of raw materials, not a manufacturer. The currencies are collapsing of these countries, and many of them are Sub-Saharan African countries. After colonization ended, we needed new structures to keep these countries where they were. Okay? And the first of those is aid. Okay, we give them aid. Aid for what? Actually, we give them aid to keep repressive regimes in power. That's all. All the hypocrisy about transparency and democracy and bullshit like that, it's all bullshit. But it would go to country after country offering loans. And if the president did not accept the loan, they were killed. It's just economics. It's economic warfare. The rich declare war on the poor. It happens everywhere. It happens in the country. The rich control the government. Of course they do. You really believe you have democracy? Come on. I mean, grow up. Who has all the subsidies and income support? US, Europe. The largest budgets in the world for supporting their farmers are Europe and US. You see, we're keeping them dependent. We're keeping them on a string. This next round of the WTO is designed to block that. To block anyone else getting on top of the ladder.
So, what do y'all think about that? Did you understand that, what you heard? If not, I could chime you in and help you out. It's basically, it's like a meeting that they have, almost like the UN meeting. Did you get a chance to hear it, Leslie?
Yeah, I heard most of it, but like, you can go ahead and summarize, like, you know, there were some I couldn't hear, like, you know.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, we're here. Yeah.
I think, yeah, they were talking about
Go ahead.
colonization. And
Mhm.
I think I heard they were talking about colonization and how like the Europe is trying to like take Africa's, raw materials
Yes.
and like a deliberate attempt to impoverish the people of Africa. I guess
Yeah.
that's what he was saying, right?
Yes. Yes. He basically
Okay,
saying,
okay.
yeah, he's basically saying that the UN and all the European countries, they come together on purpose to keep Africans in Africa. What is it? 54 continents in Africa.
Country.
Countries, yeah, 54, yeah, 54, yeah,
54.
countries in Africa,
Yeah,
yes.
countries. Okay.
Yes.
So
How the world so
they're basically controlling the whole Africa by keeping them impoverished and giving them aid just enough to keep them where
Right,
they at. Not only are they using that in Africa, but this thing is also is what they use in the U.S. here. So they use the same thing
right,
they use over there, they use here. And
right.
that's how they keep us impoverished so that we think that the things that's happening to us is what we're doing to ourselves.
mm,
That's their
Right.
plan to make us think that we're doing this, but really it's them that's making us kill each other and, hate
Right.
each other and things of
right,
that nature. So my question is, what do you
yes.
guys think about what you just heard? This white man standing in front of a white podium telling the other nations, this is what we must do, like France, Spain, Britain, Morocco, all of them. They said without Africa, they would suffer. So they must continue to take all the minerals and the gold and the diamonds and stuff out of Africa, and in America continue to keep the blacks, Hispanic, the Native American Indians where they are as far as their thinking. What do y'all think? Somebody give me their opinion.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to kind of hop in here. I think that the approach and the ideology that man used is consistent with Eurocentric thinking. And it's been like that for tens of thousands of years. From the time of Alexander the Great, when he came into Egypt, we civilized the Greeks. We gave them math. We gave them science. We gave them astrology. We gave them all the things that they needed to become a thriving empire. In return, what did the people of Africa get? Enslaved. And they talk about taking resources. They just didn't take minerals and diamonds and gold. They took our most precious commodity, which was our
Which
people.
was?
Our people, us.
Okay. Right.
And they brought us here and they repeated that same cycle of
Right.
systematic destruction of an entire race of people based on economic profit and gain for them. So, it's straight out of the Eurocentric playbook. It's something that's been going on for tens of thousands of years. And the best way to keep your enemy down is to take away his resources.
Right.
Give him a chance to thrive, survive, reproduce, or be on an equal playing field. That's what they do.
Okay, so they collab together to do this.
Well, I think it was taught from the great empires. They kind of split off, and then you had like the Italians, the Roman Empire. The Spaniards were heavy into colonization, so they all learned from the same playbook, but it came from one central source, and those are from the great ancient empires.
Right, because that's still the white man, so it don't matter. All he did was pass the program to the next continent and teach them how to do it. What you think about this, Miss Shabahala? About knowing that this is the plan and this is how they operate as far as keeping us where we're at and things of that nature. And the minerals that they stealing from our forefathers and foremothers.
Well, they're using it on all grounds. If you pay attention, as far as us killing each other, that's what they're doing with the gun law now. They gave us guns to kill each other because we was complaining about the police killing us. So they allowed us to do it to ourselves. So
Right.
you pass the law for people to carry guns that don't have common sense. So
Since ain't so common now.
yeah, it's not. So what do you think they're going to do? The world's going to keep destructing, and then like far as poverty, you go start a job, you make good money, and then it's like you're being penalized for making money. So it puts you back in the same boat. So then it's kind of a brainwashing thing where say, well, let me kind of find another job. Let me lower my pay rate so I get food stamps back. It's like a mind game where you're making more money off of the government than you are yourself, but in actuality, you're not. So they need to keep you stuck because if you have growth, If you have any type of growth, then you're dangerous.
So how do you feel about just watching the video and knowing that they're actually having these secret meetings of how to keep us where we are?
I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised?
I'm not surprised, but what that makes me feel like is how do we get our people to come together like that? Because
great question. Great question.
How do we get our people to come together like that? Because if you having secret meetings like that means that we're very powerful. And you understand that if we have that knowledge and we come together, that we are, it can be real destructive. And we can, put y'all in the position that we're in.
Okay. All right. All right. What you got, Smoke? What you think about this? The whole analogy of what you just seen, and I know you kind of know that they do this secretly. But let me hear from you, Smoke.
Well, it all started from the Council of Nicaea, where they came together and came and made a tumult to make us not a nation again. They wanted to stop us from being a nation on every level. So from that time on, that's been the destruction of our people. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, our people don't don't expand to native black people. It's Native Americans, Puerto Ricans. We all the same people. We all the 12 tribes. So that's the destruction of all of us. And that's the only ones that's being destructed. But our time will come. This is foreseen in the Bible. It's prophecy.
Okay. That's what All right, Leslie, let me hear what you got to say. We'll say you for last, Jan.
What I like to say is that first of all, you can also put some of the blame. Yeah, you can put some of the blame on the people, on our leaders, in Africa, because they cannot do what they intend to do if they don't have people, to coincide with them from our continent.
Right.
The African leaders, one thing is, when they come to power, all they strive for is for themselves. They want to enrich themselves, their family. They don't care about the ordinary African on the streets. You see, so for these white or these Europeans to be able to carry out their agenda, they first pocket these leaders in their pockets and use them as puppets in order to carry out this agenda. So if our leaders could, they could be bold enough and resist some of these, confrontations that come from the white, then we'd be better off, So it's no longer a secret that that's what they intend to do. Their motive has always been to keep us marginalized.
So let me ask you this question, Leslie.
And if anybody,
So let me ask you a question. So, like in your country, they're not called presidents; they're called prime ministers, right?
They used to be called prime ministers, but now they are presidents. Under the British rule, they were prime ministers.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's no longer. Yeah.
So it depends on who colonized what continent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because with the British,
So what I've read is that a lot of the prime ministers and presidents in your country, they're being bought off, and that's how this is happening.
Yep.
When they really don't need.
How this is happening.
Yeah. So they really don't need these white nations to come in and do this, because Africa is full of minerals, food, corn. They can do everything themselves, but because think about it, these other countries like France and Spain, they're coming in, cultivating, taking all the minerals and stuff out, remanufacturing, then selling it back to you guys in Ghana, in Sierra Leone, in Guinea, and you're selling you back your own stuff. This just don't make sense. Rice and wheat, you guys got all the stuff right there. It just don't make sense to me. But hold that thought right there, Leslie. Let me hear from Jazz. Jazz, what you think about all this stuff?
I have a lot of mixed opinions. First, I want to say that I believe that we focus a lot on the blame of where we started and how we became, right? Mm-hmm. We focus a lot on, I would say, like JT touched on, we actually taught our oppressors, right? We actually taught them. We helped build them up. We showed them what we can do, how to grow, how to learn math, writing, read. We taught them all these different things, right? But one
Mhm.
thing we failed to realize, or even just take into account, that I'm kind of, don't be mad at me when I say this.
Can't be mad
They
at you.
it's like I look at things at a different lens. I don't look at things a lot of the times by race, which I may should, but the
Mhm.
people who are oppressors were oppressed. They were
What's that?
slaves. Our oppressors were being oppressed. They were slaves who slaved by their own actual people. Majority of them. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
You're
I
wrong.
will. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead. I
You're
will.
wrong.
No, it really depends. So hold on, it really depends. So
Uh-huh.
you can't. I'm gonna say this. It really depends. Majority of the people when we came here, a lot of people who were able to purchase slaves, who were able to put us in slavery, were once the people who was kind of more so enslaved were being the servants. Were actually cooking and cleaning. Were actually picking. I want to say don't want to say picking cotton, but somebody actually had to do that job before we came. They had to learn how to do that job before they taught us and showed us what they wanted us to do and to
Mhm.
enslave us. Somebody they had to learn
Yeah,
it.
God bless. Okay.
Let's just be honest here. So
All right.
I feel like I have a lot of feelings about this topic, and I wish you would have told me before we got on here, Tim. But
You doing good. Go ahead. You doing good.
because I feel like me and Smoke gonna be fighting in a minute. But I just have a
You know
lot
he
of
coming for you. You know he coming.
I have a lot of emotions when it
Okay.
comes to this topic.
I knew it.
Also,
I
like
knew
when it
that.
came to what Tila was saying, even if I don't live in Africa, I've never lived in Africa. I don't want to speak on something that I have not experienced or that someone from my family has not experienced. So it's like I try to steer away from a lot of those topics. But my sister is married to an African. I think
Okay.
I did say that one time.
Yeah.
And they do talk about, he's from Niger. So they do talk a lot about a lot of these issues about these resources being
Okay.
taken and being resold to them. To where her
Okay.
husband, they live in China, a lot of the resources that he has and that he's able to obtain at a lower price, he sends them back and provides to his people and to
Right.
his family, right? He also
Right.
purchases vehicles, right,
Okay.
from the states and from other countries and sends them ship them via cargo over to
Okay.
me to Nigeria or Niger. It depends on
Okay.
the port. So I hear a lot of these conversations, right?
Right.
So when it comes to them taking our resources,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
To be honest, that is how the world is made up. We go and we take gas from a whole nother country, right?
Okay.
We go all majority of the things we purchase are made in China,
Mm-hmm.
right? So and
China, Taiwan,
exactly.
Germany. Yeah.
So I do have a lot of emotions about it. I don't a lot of negative emotions about it. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
really like to hit this subject, but I
That's
kind of
good.
feel
That's why
like
we talk about it on Cliff Podcast.
I kind of feel like it's a problem. It's not just a problem with African Americans,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a national problem.
It's
So
a
it's like
national.
I feel like because African Americans or Africans, this is something that happens every day, no matter what country or race that it is. Just like Smoke said, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, we're all
Mm-hmm.
under the same umbrella. This
Okay.
happens
Okay.
a lot. And I feel, and this is happening every day. We just found out that their conversation was recorded privately, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we found out.
Yeah. Blacks
And,
ain't invited.
exactly, we ain't invited. Look,
These
you
are
like
secret
this?
meetings.
We ain't
Yeah. Yeah.
invited,
Secret
right?
meetings.
So, but
Right.
I think that it takes the right person, the right leadership, to pull us together to have those conversations and
Oh,
stop
great.
being
Great. That's great.
so. And I think it also takes somebody who can actually people can listen to, not just hear them and say, "Oh, I'm listening to get something for free." Because that's
Mm-hmm.
what a lot of people do. We'll
Right.
give you $50, or we'll give you free food, or we'll give you free lunch if you come listen to this sermon. Listen, what we have to say. Listen to this meeting. But we're giving you valuable information.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that it is very hard to get the African American community together. I won't say the African community. A lot of individuals that I know in the African
Okay.
community, they
Right.
are together. They do come together and have those conversations and try to make things better. I can't speak on speak on the African community what they're not doing, right?
Okay.
Only
Right.
Leslie can. That's why he's here. But if we were looking at it from the African American standpoint here in the U.S., no, we're not having those conversations that we need. We're not having those conversations about how, just like how Tila said, about food stamps. We're not having
Uh-huh.
those conversations about gun violence. I have a really good friend who works, who has a nonprofit who try to help children with gun violence every single day around the city of Cleveland. Peacemakers Alliance. Maisha is doing
It won't
amazing
work.
work.
It won't work.
Uh-huh.
It won't work.
It will and it won't. It depends. You have to be positive about it, but also you have to have the right people in leadership to make things to make things work.
Okay,
Everything.
good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Tim. I don't want to go.
No, good. I'm
can't.
glad
I
you're going
can't.
through. No, I'm
I
glad you're
can't.
talking about it because that's helping me bring out what I want to bring out. That's
I just feel
absolutely
like
perfect.
we can't necessarily. Leslie can speak on the African community, right? Because
Yeah.
he is from
We lost him.
Nigeria.
Hopefully you make it back.
Oh, he left. Oh, I didn't see. Sorry.
We lost him because he always in Atlanta. So I got him to come on all the way from Atlanta while he's actually in the hospital. So he's doing this as a favor for me.
Okay, but either way, neither here nor there. If he was to come back,
There
he
you
could
go.
be
You
the
talked him
one.
up.
He's the one that can actually speak about what's going on there. Yes, we see the news. Yes, we hear all these things. We see video. We see social media. But I really
Very
feel like here in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
we need to speak on that as well, because that is something that's happening here. Like Leslie, like I said before, since he's not back, he can really speak on what's going on over there. I'm not sure how much he visits, but I do have some type of knowledge of what is going on in Africa because of my sister and her husband going back and forth between Nigeria and China. So, and a lot of the work that they do. So I do understand about the resources. So, but I don't want to keep going because I get very upset about this.
Well, she got some bagpipes, though. She
situation.
got some bagpipes. But check this out. What I want to do is I want to piggyback on what you were talking about, Jasmine. And Smoke, you can help me here. Look, you said basically you were talking about how can we get back and come together as a people. Okay, well, I'm gonna read something to you from the Bible. How about that? Everybody good with it? Watch this.
Deuteronomy 28:68.
No, don't go to 68.
Don't go
yet.
there, Smoke.
Okay.
Go to go 28 and 1. Read
28
Deuteronomy
1.
28 and 1.
28
Go
and 1
ahead,
is
Smoke.
good too.
Read well, I'll read it. Go ahead, Smoke. I'll read it. You want me to read it?
Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Okay, Deuteronomy 28 and 1, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now, hold, stop right there.
Okay.
Stop right there because I'm going to stop you sometime. So notice what God said. God said, you have to hearken until me diligently, unto the voice of the Lord. So God said, listen to what I tell you. Go ahead, Smoke, finish.
Okay, to the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, not one.
Stop right there. Stop right there. So notice God said you have to do my commandments of the Bible. And we're going to get to what is his commandments. Go ahead.
Okay, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So watch this. God said, I'm going to set y'all on high above all nations on the earth. According to geographics, there's 18 nations on the earth right now, 18 different nations. And God just said, I'm going to put you over all nations. So who is he talking about putting over all the nations, the other 17 nations on the earth? Do anybody know? Huh?
Israelite.
That black people, which are called in the Bible, the what?
Israelite.
The Israelites. So let's drop down. Let's listen. Watch this. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Smoke. Read 15, verse 15.
Okay.
We're going to answer your questions, Jasmine. As you talked, you was hitting on something. Got you. Go ahead.
But shall it come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God?
Stop right there, Smoke. Stop right there. So God now is saying, and remember in verse 1, he said, if you do all these things, I'm going to put you over all nations. But he said, if you don't do these things, this is what he's going to do. Go ahead.
To observe and do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Okay, so God said, I'm gonna make some things happen to y'all if you go hard-headed on me. If y'all get hard-headed, I'm gonna make something happen. Let's look at some of them. Go down to verse 32 and let's just look at and see if these things sound a little familiar with black folks. Watch this. Verse 32.
Okay. Thy sons, thy daughters shall be given unto other people, and thine
Stop right
eyes
there.
shall
What?
look.
Hold on.
Okay.
Stop right there, Smoke. What people were sold into slavery, y'all?
The
What
Indian
people were sold into slavery?
blacks.
Blacks.
Yeah.
What you say, Jazz?
I
What
said,
people?
I didn't say they were sold into slavery. I said they were being enslaved.
No,
I
I'm saying
didn't
no.
say
I'm
the
asking you a
pink-
question.
I didn't say the Pink Brigade.
No, I didn't say no. I'm asking you a question. I'm saying what people were sold into slavery.
Black people, and I get that, but I didn't say that they were sold into the
I didn't say
people
you
were sold
said that.
into
I'm
slavery.
saying
But
I'm
Smoke
saying
got
this.
the smoke, and I'm ready because I already knew what he was trying to say. Keep going to read your verse. Read the verse.
Right.
Read the
Okay.
next part.
All right. So let us finish. Hold on. Let us finish. Go ahead, Smoke.
Okay, where is it? Where was that?
Thy sons and thy daughters, verse 32.
Okay, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people, and thy eyes shall look and fall and fail with longing
Yeah.
for them all the day.
All the days.
Long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
Now, check this out. God said there'll be no might in your hand. These people, he said, if you hard-headed and you don't do what I do and keep my commandment, there'll be no might in your hand. He was saying there'll be no military might, no economic might, no no unity, no nothing. God said, you will know that you are these people, according to the Bible, by these things that's happening. There'll be no might in your hand. Because let me ask y'all a question. Who do we have to go buy clothes from? Who do you buy your clothes from?
Other races, other nationalities, I would say.
Where do you get where do you get your groceries from?
It depends on the grocery store.
Who owns the grocery store?
It depends. It depends.
Who owns the grocery
If
store?
we go to Dave's, it's a white man. If I go to the black market in Maple, it's a black farmer.
What black market in Maple?
It sure is.
I'm just saying that your
I'm
big
being technical. I'm technical. I'm technical tally to that.
no, your big markets, I'm saying, Jazz, is mainly owned by who?
White people, but you better be specific.
Well, I'm just telling you, we talking about majority, not a little mom and pops on the corner. Right, therefore, okay, so there you go. So I'm just saying, so he said you will know that you are these people by no might in your hand because you will have to go to these people. Somebody got feedback, but read verse 48 for me, Smoke.
Okay. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in all wants of things, and he shall put a yoke of iron
Stop right there,
upon
Smoke.
thy neck.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
Okay.
Stop right there. What people? So I just asked y'all, where do we get our food from? So who own the water department? Do black people own water department?
No.
Okay. So the white man again. What about what do we? Like I said, our clothes. We get them from everybody but ourselves, and all things. So who teaches us education? I know JT, you were a teacher and a principal. Who owns the schools? Who sets the curriculums up?
It depends on what type of school you're talking about.
I'm just saying schools in general.
I mean, it's all government mandated.
There you go. So who owns the government?
The Department of Education is passed down to state government. State government can look at it and say, we want to add this, kind of like what Ron DeSantis was doing down in Florida, taking books off the shelf. So it all depends on what the federal, state, and local governments are doing with that curriculum and how we're teaching our children.
But I'm saying on a whole, who controls the government? Who runs the government?
Our elected officials.
Which are what color?
The majority of them are white Americans.
There you go. So that's who tells the lower level in your administration states what to put out and what to give to the black community kid. Because let me ask y'all this. Do you think the kids in Solon are getting the same education as the kids at Kennedy?
No,
Actually,
no. Well, it depends.
I disagree with that completely. I disagree. I mean, because you just can't go in and do your own thing. Like, you get what I'm saying? Even though I worked in the charter system, our curriculum is mandated. This is what you have to do. You have to have so many units of history. You have to have so many units of math, et cetera, your electives and all that stuff. If you don't meet these requirements, you do not get moved on to the next grade. If you don't pass these tests, you don't grade. So, I mean, it's mandated. Here's the difference. The willingness of students to learn, number one. Number two, the capabilities of the teachers who are giving that information to the students. Now, we have a huge problem in our urban centers with education. I'm not going to say it's a black issue, because in rural communities, you see some of the same behaviors. Our kids are disconnected from the thirst and want of education. And I think that comes from a lot of different sources. And before you guys started talking about the Bible, which I definitely do not disagree with, I think that there you can draw some parallels and some similarities, especially if it gives you faith to fight the good fight. So be it. But we're talking about a couple of different things. We're talking about geopolitical issues. We are talking about systemic racism.
Yeah, we'll get to that too. That's in there too.
Years. And we're talking about the economic divide that prevents many different factions of Americans, particularly African Americans, from being on an even playing field and being able to do some of the things that we want to do. Now, interestingly enough, and I've said this to you before in the barbershop, if every single, only 13% of the American population, but if every single Black American, including all of our superstars, our comedians, whoever, the average tax-paying Joe, were to secede from the United States and become our own country, we would be the 7th largest and wealthiest country in the world. That's
talking about the blacks. You talking about the blacks?
Just 13% of the United States population has enough economic resources to become the 7th wealthiest country in the world. So the question is, are we not getting economic resources? Is what we're doing with them. And so this
wait a minute. We're the biggest consumer in the U.S. The blacks are the biggest consumer in the U.S.
Absolutely.
We say 86% of our income on frivolous things, and we coming back with nothing.
Appreciate versus appreciate. And I just want to point out a couple more parallels, and I'm going to pass the mic back to you really quickly. Why did Muammar Gaddafi get assassinated a few years ago?
You already knew what that was.
Do you remember what he was trying to do? He was trying to get Africa a centralized money system, just like the Europeans had the euro. He was trying to get Africa. And if they were able to pull that off and have one common denominator of economic systems in Africa, do you know what that done to the global economy?
Well, they're doing that right now, JT. They're doing it with the BRICS. The BRICS is what they're trying to do.
It was spearheading it. So all I'm saying is, you have to be cognizant, like you said, like the man in the video said, you have to keep the foot on their neck, and the same thing applies to the United States. There is intention. And why do you think, okay, we have young African Americans that go to Solon. You pointed out that parallel between Solon and Kennedy, right? Those young African Americans are more than likely going to go on to college. They're going to go on to graduate school, and they are going to be tax-paying, productive citizens, right? But why are the same kids who score 30 to 40% lower in their standardized testing that go to urban centers of education or charter schools more likely to drop out, get a GED, and then become the fuel after they're incarcerated that feeds that market of food service industry, janitorial, because they have nothing else. And once that prison system gets played, that's where they go, because they have no other resources. And they're afraid to go to college and compete because they don't have that natural basis that their competitors in Solon had. And again, they had some parents that were probably pushing them, exposing them to things. I think we just have to be very careful, because there are kids even in those urban centers that are just brilliant, but have never been tapped or touched or exposed to anything that will teach them other than what they learn. And the last point I'm going to make, and then I'll let it go back, is when we talk about leaders, and when he was talking about the leaders in Africa, the craziest thing of it is we have the same thing in America. Our so-called civil rights leaders. How many times was Malcolm X invited to the White House? I'll wait. Versus Dr. King. Dr. King preached nonviolence. Malcolm X said by any means necessary. So you have to understand that the black community, most black preachers hated Dr. King. Not because he was preaching the message and he was moving the black American agenda. No, he was getting more TV time. He was getting more press. It was jealousy. They wanted to be the head of court. They wanted to be the ones headlining at the March on Washington. But they didn't have that exposure, and that created hatred. There's always a division in our community. Whether it be economic, whether it be power-based, it's always that division. So the same leaders that run those cartels in Africa that were propped up by the colonial governments, the same thing applies to America. We didn't choose our civil rights leader. I don't remember any time going into a ballot box saying I want to vote for Al Sharpton to be my leader. Not knocking Brother Sharpton. He's come a long way since the 80s and the Geraldo stuff. But I'm just saying, like, he wouldn't be my first choice to lead my particular agenda for what I see for Black America. But he was propped up as being what? Every time he goes on a talk show. Oh, civil rights and Black community leader Al Sharpton. Who put him there? Did you do that, Jim? I don't think you did.
Hey, okay, great. So we're going to finish that. So we're going to answer. We're actually going to answer some of your questions of why we're in the position we're in using the Bible. Watch this. Verse 65, Clem. Verse 65, and that explains why we. Oh, here he comes. He coming. Here go Leslie. There you go. Oh, better picture too. And it's in color. Your mic is turned off.
Okay, 65. And among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and a failing of eyes and sorrow of the mind.
Sorrow of the mind. So you was talking basically, JT, about how the kids are messed up and things of that nature and why they think in the patterns and why they go the route they go. Well, God said, I'm the one doing that. The reason why these kids, the Black kids, I ain't talking about no white kids, Hispanic or things of that nature. He's saying, among these nations shall thou find no ease. So you notice in America, Black men are never at ease. Even when a cop get behind you, you can have insurance, license, fully equipped, a nice car, but you still know when that cop get behind you, you shake it. God said, that's me doing that. I put that in you, that fear. He said, neither shall thy soul of thy foot have rest. I mean, you will never have rest because the white man won't let you, or the Arab man won't let you, or no other nation of a man will let you have the rest in this country. He said, and you, there will be a trembling heart. The Bible metaphorically speaks of the heart, not as a pumping heart, but as your mind. So your mind, you will have a trembling mind. Your mind will never be at ease as a Black person in America, because God said, guess what? These are the indications that I want you to know that this is me who put that there because you have rebelled against me. Now, we're going to finish this off, and I'm going to tell you.
66? Can I read 66?
Go ahead. Read 66 for the people.
Okay. And thou life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall mourn on assurance of thy life.
So you don't even have assurance of your life in this country based on God telling you. This is me doing it because remember, in verse 1, he said, I'm going to put y'all on high. That means Black people, we ruled the earth at one time. We once ruled the earth and we were on top. No other nation was over. That's why we the coldest at football, basketball. We the fastest. We can outdance, outsing, outdo anything to anybody on the planet. There is no we all the same people. That's not true. The Bible never said that we're all equal. He never said that. You can Google it. You can Yahoo it. You can try to find it. It's not going to come back with anything that we're all equal. God said, you are the people that I love, and you are the people that's on high, the Black people. Now, anybody got anything? I just wanted to hit on that part about Jake, because JT was long-winded, but he hit on some good stuff just like Jazz did. And I want to know if any of y'all got anything to say. Lance, you just came back, and we'll get you back up to speed. But, yeah, Jazz, I want to hear from you again because you seem very dedicated on some of the stuff that you want to get out. So, come on, let's get it on out, Jazz.
Pass.
You.
I'm not losing my ticket to heaven.
You say you ain't losing your ticket. No, we all trying to get there. We all trying to get there.
I'm already there, baby. You just ain't made it where I'm at. I know.
If you call this heaven, I don't want no part of it.
I know where I'm at. I know I'm not getting caught up in this foolishness you got going on right now. Because I understand what y'all trying to say, but the context and the
we bring the Bible out. The Bible ain't foolish.
No, I didn't say the Bible was foolish. I said the foolish you trying to stir up tonight.
What foolishness is that? We talking? What are you talking about? Because
I feel like a lot of I understand the concept. I understand the idea of what you and Smoke are trying to show us tonight, right? When we're having this conversation, but I also understand that we pick certain verses and situations when the time feels right. Correct?
You said do what now?
We pick certain verses and situations when the time feels right and is appropriate, right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on
Okay.
the situation. I
Okay.
bring that out. Yeah, it don't matter what situation.
That's all
can
I
do
got. That's all I got.
that. Okay,
That's
well,
what I
Well,
got
this
for right
book
now.
is 2,000 years old.
And
It's
like I
2,000
said,
years old, and it runs parallel to our lives today. It can't be wrong.
I never said it
It
was
can't
wrong.
be wrong.
I
So
never
if
said
this
it was
book,
wrong.
if this book is guiding our lives, how this tells you why we're in the position we are today.
yeah.
And I'm also gonna say, I'm not gonna say nothing.
I want to hear it. I want to hear
Go
it.
to somebody else. Go to somebody
Okay,
else. It's not
what you
tonight.
got, Miss
Not tonight.
Shopaholic,
Y'all not
that you
gonna
heard so far from Jazz, from Smoke, from me? What do you think about what we've been talking about? Do you agree, disagree, based on what the white man just explained or what they're doing purposely, and what we bring out to say why we got in that position based on this is the Most High doing this? He using them to do this to us. I'm just asking you.
Yeah, I agree. And it goes back to what have we did in our past lives that put us in the position that we in today.
Be
You-
helpful. Be too helpful. Is basically what they're saying.
Yeah. So whatever we did in our past lives is damaging us today. So you
Right.
know, like you said, in your past life, we may have been rich and we didn't help people. We was, we kept everything to ourselves. We was, we didn't do right by people. So now we enduring what we put out. You see, so now the shoe is on the foot. So now we have to, get back what we gave.
Okay. So basically, like you were just saying, the Bible just said, these are the curses and these are the remembrance, like you said, from our forefathers. So we paying the penalty. Whether you believe it or not, we paying the penalty, because if you step outside, you're going to leave Harvard right now and show you remnants right there. All them crazy folks up there, that's remnants right there showing you that we are in chaos. So, whether you believe it or not, whether you believe it or not, it's crazy out here amongst black folks. So, and I just told you at one time, we were on high. Every nation served us. So how did we get to this bottom state that we in? And we went over the scriptures, and I didn't pull out scripture, just Jazz on certain things. Whatever conversation we had, I can go in there and pull something out. It don't matter what it is. It's not just particular. I can do that.
I am a logical person too when it comes to a lot of different things.
Yes, you are. You really are.
And I don't like to play with God. I am a very spiritual person. I don't like to play with the Bible. I don't agree. I agree to what you're saying, but I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be asked any question when it's pertaining to what I believe, how I feel the Bible is being, how we're communicating, discussing about the Bible.
No,
I can
you
ask
good.
other questions. I just don't feel comfortable with that.
Well, hey, let me make you at ease here real quick. You looking at me right here on the screen. You see that man with that red hat on?
Yeah.
Me and him have had some very serious conversations that will blow y'all away. Look, and that man right there in the other corner named Smoke, he'll tell you, I've sat down with pastors, bishops, Jehovah's Witnesses, Methodists, Pentecostals, with the pastors, and had conversations much deeper than this. Ain't nothing you can say that will move me. So you can speak your mind.
No, I'm not trying to move anyone. It's about how I feel about my spirituality. And
no, I'm saying whatever you say is fine. We want to hear you.
No, I'm
you good. You good with us. You good with us. We got your back, baby. That's what you here for. Because we got your back.
I need to keep all my blessings. I need to keep this.
This is a blessing. That's why we have this conversation. We talking about why our people.
Tim? JT want to talk. He raised his hand. JT raised his hand.
It's not that get me blackballed. I'll never get a job again in white America.
Exactly. I can't say nothing. I like my job.
But the FBI throws up at my door, and I feel bad for Leslie because he looks like he's in a public space. He keeps looking like his whitey coming. Like, let me just tell you real quick. I get it, Leslie. I get it. I'm trying to work again one day too. Probably.
Right.
I'm trying
Leslie, can you hear me, Leslie? Your mic is off. Your mic is off.
I bet it is.
We still can't hear you, Leslie. Leslie, we can't hear you. Something going on with your mic. We can't hear you. You might have to go out and come back in again and see if it'll do that. Sometimes you go out, come back in, and the mic will pick it back up. There you go. But yeah, I mean, Jazz, I mean, I want to hear what you got to say. It don't matter if you do want to say it, you can. It doesn't matter. I mean, you speak your mind, and because all I'm doing is just reading from the Bible. I'm not making up stuff. Everything you could check, everything. I'm not saying you in general.
I didn't say anything of that in that nature. But what I'm also want to say is being very logical. I'm trying to be fair here. I got to go to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is that just as you interpreted the Bible, right? Just as we all interpreted here on this meeting, this gathering we have to bring
I'm just
black
reading.
folks here, you know, tonight. I'm pretty sure there's somebody at a Caucasian at a Caucasian home interpreting that Bible the same exact way.
No, they can't do it.
Hold on. I said I'm pretty sure somewhere in this world at a Caucasian home, JT, am I tripping? Who's able to who feels as if they are in agreement and alignment, and that's where they are in their family and their nationality. I truly feel that way, and I truly feel, and I understand what JT is saying, and I do not JT. Smoke is saying. I'm looking at JT, and I do understand. I do feel that way, and I have been brought up in those teachings. Half of my family is Muslim, half of them are Christian. So there's two different types of types of spirituality I've seen. So I always tend to say that I'm a spiritual person versus a Christian, a Hebrew Israelite, or a Muslim, because I take a lot of the teachings from both, and I use that to teach myself and my children, right? I have two black children who will be black men one day, right? So therefore, I need to watch what I say, how I say it, but I'm pretty sure at somebody's home in this world, there's the Peak Brigade is using those same scriptures to teach their children the same thing. And we have to be logical when we're thinking about these things, right?
Well, let me help you with that real quick.
Yeah.
They can't do it. I'm telling you, they can't do it.
JT.
Let me tell you why.
You can do what you want to do in this world.
No, hold on. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying
but I understand what you're trying to say.
Wait a minute, hold on. I know you're logical, but I'm going to help your logic. Watch this.
In this point, this logic don't make sense.
Yeah, they can't do that. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Jan. Because guess what? I'm about to help you again. The Bible was never written for white people.
But they also introduced it to us as well.
They did what? They did what?
You know what? JT, leave me alone.
We may not agree a lot about most of the time we agree. I'll take that back. But I 100% agree with you. I think that in the right hands and in the right context, scripture is foundational. It's spiritually uplifting, and it can be used for good. But in the same context, oppressors have used that to justify slavery. They've used it to keep people economically depressed and oppressed. They've used it to push their agendas. They use it to push their nationality. What is Trump calling a Christian nationalist? I mean, so she's absolutely right. It depends on the reader and how they write about those verses.
I'm saying, hold on. Let me hear. What is she right about? Tell me what she's right about.
I just said, she said her last comment was like, somewhere in this world, somebody's using maybe the same scriptures or different scriptures to justify whatever point they're trying to make. I'm saying I agree with her. I'm saying the Bible, like I said, is a spiritual, inspirational tool that any race of people can enjoy. However,
what if I told you they can't?
Well, they are.
Well, I mean,
that don't make it right because you said they are.
What's the most segregated day of the week in America? Sunday. Because white people
is on Saturday, and you be stop working on Saturday.
Well, he don't have no choice. That's his livelihood.
No. He do got a choice because he going by that Bible. He wants us to preach and teach by that Bible. You can't speak for that man. You can't speak for that man.
Listen to me. I just want y'all to know. Let me tell y'all something. Hold up. Let me explain something here. Whether, like you said, Muslim, Christian, this and that, you have to prove all things. What you're talking about. You can't tell me I'm being logic, and because logic is only good to you, not to everybody who's listening to you. It might sound good to you, but what I'm saying, hold on, wait a minute, I heard you. You got to hear me. I'm saying this to say, I'm saying you have to prove all things. JT said he totally agrees with you. I said grab a white person. You can grab one tomorrow, a white pastor, and bring them straight to me. Bring him straight to me, and I can guarantee you he can't go in there and show me him and me the same in there, guaranteed. Because I can do it. But what I'm telling you is that it was never written. Wait a minute. I know it hurts at first. It was never written for all races on the earth. Now, this man here, hold on. I'm going to let you answer. Now, this man here is from Africa. JT talked about Alexander the Great going into Africa and conquering. And what he conquered was Persia and Egypt. He the one of his men is who slept with Cleopatra's mama. That's how Cleopatra got here. So Cleopatra ain't a black woman. She is from the white race. Yeah, because your genealogy comes from your father, not your mother. Okay, so everything comes from Africa. The oldest bones on the earth that was found on the earth is from Africa, not no white man. Remember, the white man has not been on the earth that long. He's not. He didn't even come into existence until Genesis 25 and 25. The white man ain't been here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we, the black people, according to the Bible, is the only people that was on the earth longer than any nation on the earth. There is no, and a white pastor agree with that. What I just told you, Genesis 25 and 25. But I'm just telling you to tell you that what the white man is actually saying in the video, he's telling you people, which is black people, my people, this is what we're doing to y'all. We want y'all to be confused. It's us that's giving you all these different religions, which is Islam. It didn't start to 622. It was 600 years after Christ. Islam is 600 years after Christ. So it didn't even happen to after Christ. But what I'm saying to you, that's why JT smiling. He know what I'm talking about. Because what I'm trying to tell you is.
That's why JT smiling.
Oh, you not? Oh, you shake your head no?
We sick of it.
Okay. Hold on.
With all due respect, I just think the conversation is getting. No.
I'm saying I'm going back to what the white man did on the video. I'm saying that the reason why he did. Oh, I know the reason why he did what he did on the video, and I showed you guys that, is because this is why we're so confused, because they are the ones who's committing the confusion for us to think the way we're thinking and act the way we're acting. You think it's just, no, we got control over what we're doing as black people. He told you in the video, no, we want you to think that it is you. That is the reason why you is. But it's us. He said it. I didn't say it. He said it. What you think, JT? Did he not say that?
I think that.
No, did he not say that, though? Did he not say that?
I'm going to answer your question, but I just want you to really understand my logic in answering your question. Okay. He did say that.
Okay.
But instead of speaking from an Afrocentric perspective, I'm going to speak from the American perspective, which is clearly that the white society needs to feed the prison industrial complex. They need to feed the minimum wage complex of workers who are not educated and can fill these jobs. So I think that ever since Reconstruction, all the way up into the Civil Rights Movement, there has been a push to divide our society. Okay? I think you need to have the projects. That's why they built them, to contain the people that were not a part of that wanted to be educated, that wanted to their kids to be educated. They needed those people. They took the lawyers, the doctors, the accountants, and they moved them to the middle class. What they left behind were the people who weren't. And once they took those lawyers and doctors, those people used to be able to barter. Like, I'll come clean your house if you can provide a medical service for my child. And it worked for us because we were in segregation. Once they removed the upper black middle class, and this is post-World War II, especially when they started building the suburbs, once they started to remove that black middle class and left those people without those skills, trades, or education behind, it became generational. So what you're seeing with these kids that are committing these crimes and these people that are out here trying to defraud the government for stamps and all that, this is learned behavior and it's generation.
Right.
And until somebody in that family or within that society breaks that chain, it's going to be continued.
Absolutely.
Well, didn't I just read that out of the Bible, though? Didn't I just read what you just said out of the Bible?
We ain't talking about the Bible.
I don't know what it says in the Bible that the white man is going to make us not go to school, not learn, not push ourselves to be better. I know in the Bible it said just suffer and toil, and then you'll be rewarded when you die. And that was the ideology that was implanted in the slave mind.
Exactly. I will
No.
be rewarded once I die. I will go to heaven and see God and get all his riches and glory. I will have a mansion next
A
to
mansion.
it. That
Okay,
is what
hold
that
on.
is what that's what
Okay, hold on. Calm down.
because I love how JT just did that.
Calm down.
Because this
Now,
wasn't
JT
supposed to be a scripture night.
No. You can't dictate what
This
it's
was
supposed
supposed
to
to be
be.
Bible study.
No, you don't know that. You don't know what it's supposed to be. It could go anyway. Watch this. Now, JT just asked. He just said a question about the Bible don't say nothing about what they teaching us in school and all that thing. He just read that. He absolutely did in Deuteronomy 28 and 32. He read that we will have longing and our minds will be in trembling, and we will be in servitude to these other people. He just read that.
That's not what JT said. JT
Yeah, I
said
said it.
the Bible didn't say go to school, get an education, do this and do that, do this and that's what JT said.
What? No. What? Now, I know what JT said. Hold on, let JT talk. I'm saying that to say that. I'm saying that to say this. JT saying that in a narrative point. I'm telling him exactly what the Bible says because I'm breaking that down to let you know that's what that means in so many pretense that he's telling you. God is telling you that you're going to be controlled in your education through the slavery and everything in that. That's all in one context. Is
But wouldn't religion be included in that as well?
Huh?
Wouldn't religion be included in that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, matter of fact, go back to Deuteronomy 28 and so he can see where it says. Actually, say gods and idols.
I got the Bible out.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Go to that real quick, and then James, you're gonna give me what you want to talk about.
Where you say go, Tim?
Go 28 and go back to 32.
32.
And go to 28 and go to 28 and 64. 68 and 24. This is gonna answer JT's question about the gods and all that, which is religion. Watch this.
You said 28 and 68? 64?
64. We're gonna answer JT's questions real quick. Watch this.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all the people from one end of the earth unto the other.
Now hold it right there, Smoke. Hold on. Hold that. Pause that right there. So God is saying he's gonna scatter us from one end to the other. So my man Leslie, he come from like where you from? Ghana? Oh,
He said Nigeria.
Okay, Nigeria. Okay.
What? Is
What
it
he
Ghana?
say?
Yes.
Yeah, Ghana. Okay. So he from Ghana. So when we went into slavery, which I'm gonna show you that too, his people got left behind. We got taken. So we got taken. Now, this is God. This ain't Tim. This is the Bible saying that God said, I'm going to scatter you from one end to the earth to the other end. We're all over the earth. We're scattered right now, but we're going to come back as a people. Watch this, Smoke. Continue. Read again.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Okay. Hey, JT, hold on. Wait a minute. You want to know about who we was going to serve in America. And God said, read it again, Smoke. There we'll serve what?
And let me see, and there thou shalt serve other gods.
Go ahead, keep reading.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Now stop right there, Smoke. So before we got here, our forefathers never knew the gods in which we serve in America right now, which is Islam, which is Christianity, this and that. Because the Bible never speaks of Christianity in the Bible. You won't find the word, which you'll find in there 3 times, Christian. And the word Christian doesn't mean Christian as a faith. It means Christian because of the other prophets were called that after Christ had got killed. They said they go that Christ follower, which is Christian, but it's not talking about a church. Go ahead and finish. Said Father have not known, and what? Even wood
and stone.
Wood and stone. So he was talking about
stone.
when you walking around with that wooden cross on your neck or that metal stone on your neck, God said, I don't know what you're talking about because that ain't me. And there you go in Deuteronomy 28, and that's the answer JT's question about other gods you will serve that your forefathers never knew about. They don't know nothing about that.
Was that JT question?
No.
Yeah, hold on. He might not understand what he said, but what I'm saying is,
I very much understand.
Okay, well, you mentioned religion. Hold on, JT.
Understand?
Hold on. You mentioned about what we were being taught. Wait a minute. Hold on. You mentioned what we were being taught in this country, and the Bible doesn't tell us that. That's what you said.
Well, I made a point about slaves were taught to suffer and toil in hopes of receiving a reward in heaven. That's what I said. Were they not taught that?
Hold on. We ain't talking about the reward yet. I'll show you that. But wait a minute. You mentioned, hold on, one thing at a time, JT, because you mentioned about being taught. You mentioned about being taught and education. I went to education and you mentioned about religion. You mentioned those two factors. All I did was when it showed you, when he said, you're going to be taking this based on me. I don't know where you thought that was going to go, but that didn't go there. But check this out. Read 28 real quick, Smoke. Read 68, and then we'll be done. I want to hear from Jazz.
60. You want me to read 68?
Yeah.
I don't want to go no more.
Right.
And the Lord shall bring thy into Egypt again with ships.
So how did we get? How did our people get to America? Because Jazz said she don't want to
I
talk.
thought it was business class on United. Apparently, I'm wrong.
JT, how did our people get to America? Our people in slavery, how did they get here?
By
You're
boat.
very educated in this.
I am. But that's why I believe that there has to be different conversations, because I just don't think that you can incorporate economics into necessarily a religious conversation.
That don't make sense. You got to.
No, you don't have to. It's a choice.
You don't.
Okay, so how you gonna do economics then if you don't have no togetherness? How you gonna have economics?
I didn't hear anything about God when that white man was talking about raping and pillaging Africa. I didn't hear him reference anything spiritual.
He just read that telling you that how it happened.
Not Smoke. I said the man at the beginning, the video you showed.
He said he didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing about raping. He didn't say nothing about raping, but he just
when you strip a country of their natural wealth and even their people,
that's raping.
That's raping. That's raping.
So that's what I'm saying.
That's raping.
Yeah, that's raping. What are you talking about,
Just
Jason?
said no.
I'm gonna be quiet. That's what I'm gonna do.
You know.
No, don't let the education stop you now. JT,
What?
you said something, and that is raping. Jazz is right. That's raping.
That's what I said.
You said no at first, and probably Tim didn't understand what we were saying.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying he didn't reference any Bible verses when he was talking. He's just some straight hard. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we need to do. This is our
Don't
agenda.
take these motherfuckers shit. This is gonna be what it's gonna be. We got
That's
to
it.
these motherfuckers straight.
Flat out.
He ain't said nothing about no Bible. That's all I'm trying to say. That's why I just did this.
But he don't have to say nothing about the Bible. The white man don't have to say nothing about the Bible.
But nothing. You're right.
No, I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm saying he don't have to say nothing about it. I'm saying I just used the Bible to show exactly where I know where he's coming from. That's all I did. I just showed y'all where his thinking actually came from as far as conquering and colonizing other nations. That's all I was doing.
If our people are resistant to the education that's being presented to them in schools, colleges, wherever, how many of these people that are being prophesied about in the scriptures that were read are openly going to church and receptive to those conversations? That would be my question. Because I didn't have too many students talking about, I went to church yesterday, Mr. Burns, and I learned something. I learned this and I learned. No, not too many conversations, but I learned about who got smoked over the weekend and whose cousin's funeral they were going to.
You're talking about. Go ahead. Do you want to say?
I'm just asking.
We're asking the question. Is that in the Bible?
About us getting smoked and smoking each other?
No, I didn't say if that was in the Bible. I'm just saying if our kids are not being adaptive to the education that's being presented to them, by the way, which is free of charge. And this is why I tell them this is the only thing free that you're going to get in your life. So you might as well take advantage of it and learn something. The same way with the religious education, it's free of charge. I mean, you may have to tithe when you get a job, but I'm saying up until that point, it's free of charge. This is something that you can learn to be a better person, learn to get a strong mental foundation, a strong spiritual foundation in both these institutions. But how many of our children in our community, especially the ones that we were talking about earlier when we were talking about the division in the Black community, including their parents, are taking advantage of that free education?
You're talking about the education that they're given in the standard religious
and educational wise in the school system. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So even You're very well versed in the Bible, and Smoke obviously is very well versed in the Bible. I'm not taking anything away from it, nor am I disagreeing with any of the points that you perceive, because that's what you're looking at. That's your belief, and you're using that to justify a certain point of view. And I get it. I'm
just trying to answer what you're saying. That's all.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to. I'm coming from just a couple of different perspectives, which is that, again, we're talking about the systematic oppression, the geopolitical issues that are associated with economic deprivation of the African continent and the Black Americans in the United States of America. My only points. And I understand how you try to tie in religion, but I think that just takes us into another lane, because some people may not believe
But wait.
what you want to believe.
But wait.
And I'm just saying.
Hold on,
to the
JT. JT, hold on. This is not a religion. It's not a religion.
The Bible.
This is a cultural thing. This is a book of our history, and it's not a religion.
It's a faith. It's a faith.
It's not a religion.
I know you agree with that, Jazz. It's a faith, right, Jazz?
I'm gonna let him finish what he got to say, because I'm just waiting.
Okay. What?
It's not a religion. To follow the laws, statutes, and commandments laid down on the mountain by God, is not religious.
What version did you read?
It's a way of life. No, it's a way of life.
What version? What by? I didn't say that. I didn't say it was or it wasn't. I asked you a question.
Jazz. But I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to JT.
You talking to everybody.
You just hold on a second, sweetie. I'm coming to you.
No.
You know I'm coming to you. Hold on. But yeah, JT, what I'm saying is it's not a religion. It's a way of life. He set down the laws and the way we should live. He didn't say, oh, you got to do this or it's like this. No, he never said that. He said, follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and this is what I'll do for you. And if you don't, this is what I'm going to do to you.
Yeah.
It's laid out in black and white. So
it's not a religion. It's a faith.
Don't get it mistook as being a religion, because it's not. It's a way of life. It's a cultural thing.
That applies to Islam, Judaism.
No, it doesn't.
Just Christianity or just the Bible. So why isn't what they believe a culture? They have sacred. They have a prophet.
Christianity have their own specific edicts, and they set their own regular rules and regulations. They don't follow the Bible. They don't teach the Bible in Christianity.
The first 5 books of the Bible come from where?
The first 5 books of the Bible are the book of Moses.
And they come from where? What other sacred scripture? The Torah, maybe?
The Torah. Yeah, the first 5 books is called the Torah.
Okay.
Each Bible.
Yeah, the first 5 books of Moses you can call it the Torah or the first 5 books of Moses. Go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
Okay.
So Judaism wouldn't be considered a culture.
Right.
Judaism is a different thing. They read the Torah, but they follow and understand the Tanakh. The Tanakh was written by their scholars. They don't follow the Torah. They don't follow the Torah all the way. They read the Tanakh. No. That's why they don't believe in Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they don't believe in Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they don't believe in Christ.
I'm just trying to differentiate for people's religion without representatives of that religion being here to kind of disagree or not. You're saying the Bible is not religious based; it's a culture, it's a way of living. And if all black people across the spectrum obeyed that way, we would not be in the economic condition we're in. Is that the point?
That's correct.
Okay.
Absolutely. We was there before. We were on high. We were there before. Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. Hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. I just want to ask a question. It ain't even Bible related. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all two ever believe that black people ran the earth at one time? We were on top of all nations on the earth. Let me just ask y'all that.
I think that there were great African civilizations that contained.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said, that's not what.
I wasn't there, Tim. I can't say that black people would everything around them. I wasn't there.
We wasn't allowed.
Don't do that. I asked you a specific question. I asked you, do you think it's a yes or no? No, it's not. I said yes or no. Yes or
You
no.
had the Zulu. They didn't run.
Yes.
Why do you think they were colonized? If they were so powerful, so omnipotent, why did they get colonized? Why did they get conquered?
We just told you Deuteronomy 28 and 32 why they got colonized.
So the God of love said, "Let me bring these invaders into your land."
No, he's not the God of love. He's not the God of
That's what
love all
you
the time.
confused.
He's not the
No,
God of
no,
love.
no,
He's
no.
the
stages.
God of war.
What's that, Leslie?
JT, I didn't told you let it go 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think it's stages. You know, at one point, I mean, black people were the most powerful, people on earth. So it got
That's
to the
right.
time when, the whites became more powerful. Then they had the weapons and everything to be able to colonize us. So
That's
at the
right.
time that we got colonized, they had surpassed us in strength in terms of civilization. So that's what got us to
Knowledge.
So that's why they were able to colonize it. But if you're talking about the point of civilization, everything points out that it all started from Africa. And like there
That's
are
right. There you
universities, University of Timbuktu, which is the oldest university in the world, is located in Africa, Mali. So I would side with that. Argument that we were at one point the most powerful on earth.
That's right. Nobody was powerful than us. That's what I'm telling you. It don't matter what somebody tell you. Even I could sit in front of a professor at a college and ask him this question. Just not even biblical. Who ran the earth? And he will tell me that.
I'm not saying that we didn't
But
have.
at the same time, too, the debate about the Bible being a history book or a book of faith, that's like a perspective. If you're talking to a Christian, it's a book of faith. But then the non-believer will say it's just an ordinary book. You know? So that's like, it depends on who you're talking. It's a book of faith to the Christian, the one who believes in, and to the non-believer, he just say describe it as a what? Like another history, another
That's
history
a fairy
book.
tale.
So one cannot say that you cannot make the argument that the Bible is a history book and whatever is enlisted in it was bound to happen. That's why slavery happened because it was stated in the Bible. No, because there's a history and there's a book of faith. You know, you cannot you cannot explain the Bible with by man's logic. You know, if you decide to go by it, then you're gonna be wrong because faith is what you believe in, but you've not seen, right? So if the Bible tells you this and that, you cannot know the source, but you just believe. That's what they say. It's a book of faith. So we cannot.
Let me ask you a question, Leslie. Let me ask you a question. You say faith is what is the unseen, right?
Yeah, faith is.
Okay.
But the Bible, what you've not seen, that you believe in. You
Okay,
know?
right.
That's faith.
So let me ask you this: if faith is believing in the unseen, does the Bible not leave a roadmap to things that happen? It's going to happen.
The Bible leaves a roadmap. Like if you are an ardent reader of the Bible, it has a roadmap as to what is bound to happen, what happened in the past.
Okay.
And to the Christian, it's like a manual. To the believer, it's a manual. It's like a guide on how you should live your life.
Oh,
that's why
there you go.
when the man said about the Ten Commandments, he said, that's history. Like everybody should know this. No, not everybody should know. If you leave man to their own, people will do whatever they want. You know. So the Constitution in some way is fashioned based on what the Bible even the Constitution, everything is fashioned along the Bible. You know. So when they say thou shalt not kill in the U.S. Constitution, would you kill somebody and be free? No, but in the Bible it's in there. Are you saying that the Bible was there before the Constitution was written?
Right.
So if they fashion the Constitution along what is being written for ages in the Bible, then you come out and say that it's just common sense that you shouldn't kill somebody. But also, the Bible was there before the Constitution, so you cannot just say it's just ordinary history book. And for that matter, it's faith to the believer.
Right. So when they wrote the Constitution, where were our people at when they wrote the Constitution, Leslie?
Which people?
Black people.
Black people were around.
No, I'm saying we were around, but what were we doing?
Yeah, the people in power wrote the Constitution.
Right. So I'm saying, no, I'm asking you this. I'm saying, what was our people? Where was our status at? Our status quo during the time of the Constitution?
The Constitution was for the nation, right? So the black people were in the country. in the country either as slaves.
There you go.
No,
so we were slaves during when the Constitution.
Right. So whoever was in power, a group of people in power wrote the Constitution. So at that time, black people in this country, they were not. I mean, they didn't have the power. They have no say in whatever goes into the Constitution.
Let me interject that. Let me ask a question real quick. Why is it so hard to believe that, like Leslie just said, the Constitution was written while we were enslaved? So the Constitution wasn't written for us. But you understand that, and you fight, and you will fight for tooth and nail to be a part of that Constitution. Why is it so hard to understand that the Bible was written for us? Why is that hard? Why is that for the Bible? The Bible understand the Constitution wasn't written for you.
Right.
It wasn't written for none of us.
But then the Bible is a different book. We talk about religious aspects here. It's like what you choose to believe. Let's say the Quran, right? The Quran, they have their book. If I choose to believe in the Quran, that will become a book of faith to me. If I don't believe in the Quran, I see the Quran.
Tells you to refer to the Bible.
No, I would see the Quran as an ordinary book, right? But to them, it's their book of faith.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in the same way, for the Constitution, like, if you say it was not written for us, you can say that because it was to govern a country, right? And black people happy to be in the country by mistake, or they were forced to be in the country.
You said we so happen to be in the country?
I said they were forced. I'm saying they were forced to be in the country, right?
Oh,
through slavery.
Okay.
Yeah, through slavery. So at that time when they wrote the Constitution,
yes, sir.
I mean, they were not looking forward to give you any rights.
That's
you know,
right.
so people in power, they wrote the Constitution to benefit them.
Okay.
And
who was the Constitution wrote for?
Written for the people occupying America at that time, people in the land.
Which was the white people, right?
We were here.
The white people.
Yeah, so they didn't see you, they didn't deem you pass.
It wasn't written for us.
Yeah, it was not written to benefit black people. You can say that.
You just said that's not one listening.
Yeah, it was not written to benefit black people when the Constitution was written, you know. But with time, and with people fighting for their rights, and for then they included us. I mean, they broadened the rights to encompass everybody, because you're not gonna fight for, let's say, right of freedom, and you're not giving the black person the freedom to live on his own and benefit. And if you are going to use him as a slave, that means, I mean, you counteracting what you are preaching, you know. So in order for it to be a constitution, then they have to broaden the scope to include everybody that live on the land, which is black people. So we have to fight for our rights.
Yeah. But hey, Leslie, we don't have rights in this country like you think we do. I mean, I know people gonna say, yeah, we got rights.
Not necessarily true.
No, hold on, GT. I didn't say we don't have any rights.
I just said that's not true. And in the part of the Constitution, that's why the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution exist. 13th freed the slaves, 14th made them citizens, 15th gave them the right to vote. So there's no amendments to the Bible.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Oh, of course not.
When I was born, I didn't have a right. My parents didn't have a right to vote.
Were they naturalized citizens? Were they born in America?
Yeah, they were born in America.
You talking about the pre-civil rights?
Pre-civil rights.
Yeah, so that. Yeah,
so what are you talking about?
So there's been amendments.
It took another 100 years for it to get.
But now you can vote, right? Now black people can vote.
Constitution ain't made for black people, but there were amendments made. It took fighting. It took organization. But
I didn't become a full citizen until 1969, and I was 7 years old.
You were born in 62?
Yes.
Wow, you look great, man.
Don't tell me. I lived through segregation, man.
I wouldn't even know.
I wouldn't have guessed it. But
that's why he's so upset, JT.
But again, we talked about it earlier. Federal, state, local laws. They had the poll tax. They had the poll test where you had to. So they did things that they were justified to do until the federal government ultimately stepped in and reversed some of that stuff and sent in the National Guard so people could vote. So the systems were there almost 100 years previously, but they weren't enforced until the entire civil rights movement was mobile, active, and fighting for these rights.
So are we
disagree. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just asking a question. So are we as black people in America, it ain't biblical, y'all. Are we 100% citizens in this country?
Yes.
We are?
If you get what you gonna say when they ask you what's your citizenship? Canadian? I don't think so.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. You missing what I'm saying. I'm saying, do you really feel like 100%? Hold on. Just calm down. Wait a minute. I'm saying, do you really feel like 100% citizen in this country? How we've been treated over the centuries?
You know, my parents used to yell at me a lot when I was little, and sometimes they would spank me. You know, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But at the end of the day, I was still a Burns.
You still what?
I was still a Burns. I was still a member of my family, and I loved my mom and dad. Didn't understand it.
Are you really using that synopsis to come home with?
I'm saying America has not been great to black people, and that's just a fact.
So that's my question. So
hasn't been great to us across the board. But I'm saying I'm still an American citizen. Do I wholly feel like an American citizen? I ain't gonna give my choice like a vote. So by law and by the technicality, I gotta file my taxes, so they get my tax money. I am an American citizen. Do I feel fully incorporated into
the American taxpayer? Not a citizen.
And do I want to eat apple pie and shoot off fireworks at the 4th of July? No. Will you ever see me in an American T-shirt, American flag T-shirt? No. Will you ever see an American flag flying outside of my house? No. But I'm still a
Confederate out there.
Huh?
You can put a Confederate out there. You'll be 100% citizen.
No such a thing. But the point is, I'm a citizen, but I'm just not going to be out here waving and like, let me enlist to go fight your white battles. No, thank you. But I appreciate the liberties and some of the freedoms that are afforded to me in America versus living someplace else.
So why if you run into some white people, because I've been told this, you know, like he was born in 62, I was born in 67. I've been told by white people before, go back to Africa. Why are they telling us to go back to Africa if we are 100% American citizens and this is our land and all this? Why are they telling us to go back to this other country?
It's ignorant speak. It's ignorant. They're just ignorant.
No, they're not just ignorant. They're saying that for a reason.
What did you ask them, Tim?
Yeah.
What did they tell you?
They told me that's because that's where you from.
Oh, okay. So tell them thank you, but I refuse to go. I like it here.
Well, I'm here. I was born in this country, but they're absolutely.
What I'm saying is you asking us a question that we can't ask. That's ignorant and that's jealousy. And it is what it is. We don't know why they feel the way they feel. We don't know at all. And I'm not going to break my back and I'm not going to worry at night and keep having a conversation about why they don't want me here because I still got to go to work and pay these bills.
Not everybody got to do
talk about something that's irrelevant. It don't matter how nobody feel if they not paying your bills, if they not doing nothing for you. Let me tell you something. I've learned to understand not to focus on a lot of negative things, and that is a lot of negative speech and negative talk to plant into people's brains. For me to sit around and sit there and think, why do they feel that way and want me to go back to Africa? Motherfucker, I'm not going nowhere. We here, and I'm gonna go to work, and I'm gonna be the only black person on that motherfucking flow, like I've been for a couple of years. And y'all gonna speak, and y'all gonna say hi, and y'all gonna go get y'all coffee, and I need something.
So I've worked in corporate. I've worked in corporate as well. You know, before I was a barber, I worked in corporate side by side with mathematical engineers, administrational engineers, electrical engineers, and I was the only black at this particular corporation. So I had a great deal of dealing with white people hand in hand, one-on-one. I just wasn't a barber all my life. I dealt with white people hand in hand. And the respect level and the notification of who you are in your positions, they do let you know. Now, you will find some white people that will get cool with you, and they will even let you know some things, what to look out for and this and that. But they never look at you as equal with them.
And that's okay.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I agree with what you said. You still got to go to work.
Over there, that's 300 pounds with a dirty neck.
Right. I'm saying I agree with you. You still got to go to work and do your thing, but you still have to keep your head on the swivel, be aware of what's going on.
As you should. That's why me and JT keep trying to tell you we don't want to keep having this conversation.
We're not having a conversation. We're talking about all kind of other things. Now, if you get locked into that, that's on you. But we're talking about all kind of things.
But you
And we
talking about a
still
lot
dating.
of different subjects.
Yeah.
You know, we far from the main topic of the script of the story.
No, we're still talking about that white man on the podium and what those people are doing and what their whole agenda is. We didn't go away. You went away.
No, y'all brought out that Bible. We've been
That's
talking
what
about
we don't.
Jesus and the
Okay,
Bible
what
for the
about
last
that?
hour.
We talked about who?
We've been talking about the Bible, Jesus Christ, and everything for the last.
What's wrong with that though?
Say,
What's
say,
wrong?
what I'm saying is that's not what we was here for. We ain't here for that. We here for the.
Wait, we didn't
topic.
talk about we didn't talk about your house job. We was talking about what the law said. That's all.
Smoke.
That's all.
Smoke. I love the Lord, and the Lord loves me.
Okay, that's good.
That's fine. That's right. Yeah, but you can't say what could be talked about or what they. We just talking in general. We're all adults here.
But y'all too real offensive over here. On the y'all too, you and Smoke real offensive. Y'all want all the smoke, and I would like to be here for it, but I want to make it to.
How we offensive? All we do is read. JT offended me. I feel like.
Dogging us out.
No, I'm just
Me and
kidding.
JT out.
No, I'm just kidding. But see, you gotta realize, me and this man's we go way back. We've been doing this forever, and we remain friends even in this. We don't take nothing personal, Jan. We take what he told me. I take from what I say. He take from, and we've been together ever since, like Siamese twins. Jazz, that ain't what we do. We just talk.
No, I didn't say y'all was going back. I just am uncomfortable with a lot of situations. I don't know. I know you, but I don't know you from a can of paint. But I know you a little bit.
Yeah, but we just talking and reading the Bible. It ain't about you knowing me.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, if we just read the Bible, it ain't about knowing you. If we just read and we talking subtext and economics, I don't have to know you to talk this stuff. I'm talking to the whole platform.
I don't want JT. What you got to say, JT?
He said,
I just think that you have a big audience, Tim, and I think it's growing. I think you have a very powerful instrument, which is your voice. I think you're a very logical man. If you were a type of man that didn't have morals or beliefs, was going home smoking crack and beating your kids, I wouldn't be on your podcast. So, I mean, yes, we can agree to disagree on certain things, but I think with somebody in your platform, with somebody with a microphone, any black man with a microphone that's broadcasting on corporate white media,
right,
to be careful because no one wants to target. That's all I'm saying. And then even though you may be 100% right, when you start bringing in the word to justify it, then you're going to have those critics that are going to do the same thing with their Bible to justify why they tell you to go back to Africa. That's all I'm saying.
And you got to tell them, bring it on. Bring it on.
So it's not like I want to tiptoe around it, but I kind of feel like, Jasmine, I'm not worried about my spiritual salvation because it's probably too late. But I done did a lot of dirt in my life. I'm sorry, Jazz, but I understand where she's coming from, where she kind of doesn't want to cross that plane because
she can opt out. We ain't making her do nothing. We just talking about economic. I'm saying opt out as far as if this is something that you're uncomfortable with, Jazz. I don't want to put you in no predicament. I'm just saying that you know how we do, JT. We go economics, Bible, political. We shoot all over the earth with stuff.
Yeah, and that's cool.
And if a person feel uncomfortable, I don't want them to not, feel uncomfortable. But these are things amongst men and women, because I don't only, JT will tell you, I don't only just talk to men about these stuff. I got women that come in my shop that debate and go with me. It just as good. They don't have no problem. They don't feel uncomfortable. They want to know, and they have.
But you also not online with them either. You in the shop.
That's even worse because they in my face. That's even worse. They right there.
But I do respect everyone's opinion and how I do respect everyone's opinion, everything everyone has to say. Smoke back up. I feel like you got real close. I might take that back real quick on you, Smoke.
Yeah, we respect your opinion, and I love having you because I know you will give us another side of something that I knew I couldn't get from somebody who will probably hold back. You ain't gonna hold back. That's why I wanted to get you to come out with and that's what I do. I make people come out with what their true feelings are. And it's okay. That's what life is all about. Expressing yourself, telling somebody how you feel, and then they can tell you how they feel. Even though you don't agree, it don't matter. You could still listen to people like Smoke, you don't agree with him. JT, you see how he feed back to me. I might not agree with everything he said. He might agree, but we still gonna laugh and talk when I see this man.
Jazz, I ain't want to make you feel uncomfortable. If I
Oh
did,
no, you
I
ain't make you want to be real tough. You know, you
I'm
real
not.
tough. You
No, I'm
know,
not.
it's
Look, I
cool.
love all y'all to death.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even
You my
spend this
girl.
much
You
time.
know you my girl.
I wouldn't even spend this kind of time with y'all if I didn't care about y'all. And that's why I bring y'all on the platform, because y'all like my main people, because everybody else I rotate, but y'all three is the main. What's her name? Alicia. I won't bet she ain't no shit cuss me out. But yeah, with y'all the main people, because I could get everything just from y'all four people. Whether you agree with JT, Jazz, or you don't agree with Smoke, we still need you because you give us what we need.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't going nowhere. I just I want to talk about this.
Oh, you ain't going nowhere because we're going to keep you here. I don't care what dude you get with, whatever, you coming back here.
What are you talking about business?
Your little boy. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Smoke,
Yeah,
you ain't supposed to know that. Smoke, you ain't
JT,
supposed
yeah,
to
I'm
know
not old, man.
Somebody keep his secrets.
JT, Smoke, you ain't supposed to know that. Smoke ain't supposed to know. My fault. What it's called dating, And maybe that's next week. But yeah, we've been on the hour 35. If anybody, it go fast when you get in these subjects, don't it? Well, people get heated. I love it. People get to talking and they say what they really go say. Now y'all see why I don't tell y'all what we gonna talk about until we get into the studio, because I get the true you. I get the true you, and that's what I look for, which is great. That's what I'm talking about. But I love all y'all. Don't think I don't. I do anything to help any one of you blockhead people. But
Right.
yeah, you know me. I always do this. It's a Clip Podcast. And if there's anything anybody want to say before we go, you're more than welcome to do a shout out or talk.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a great discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great to be on the show.
Yeah, you was good. You still blacked out. We wish we still had your face there. But you gave some great insight stuff. And I got a lot of Ghanaian, am I saying that right? Ghanaian customers. And I got a lot of Nigerian customers. And they all sit down and they all talk to me all the time about your country, y'all different religions and what you believe in, what you don't. So I knew where you were going to come from. And some of them, they understand what I'm saying. Some of them don't. But we still talk. And guess what? They've been my customers over 12 years. They didn't run nowhere. They still come. They still come. I love them all, and we all talk. They know who I am. Everybody know who I am. So they all come and talk. JT know. That's why he know. He know where I come from, and he knows what I do. Everybody knows what I do. That's why they call me the brain buster. If you come to me, you get your brain busted. If you try to come
Argue, so I'm good with it. It don't matter to me. I like to argue.
Yeah. We ain't arguing. We grow. We dialect, and I love that.
Yeah,
y'all
of course.
Very smart people. That's why I bring up, because y'all very smart. Jazz, you very smart. Smoke, you very smart. JT, very smart. And Leslie, very smart.
It, Tim, he sound like you is kind, you is smart, you is important.
Dang. Hey, look, all we need she might have been lost on this. Alyssa might have been lost if she'd have came in on this subject. I don't know, but I'm saying no, not like that. I'm not saying that she might not know. I'm saying that she might have tapped out or something on this one. You think she would have tapped out, Jazz?
I'm gonna leave it to God. I need to make it.
There she goes. There she go again. Smoke, this is you handle her while I'm talking to JT for a second before we get up out of here. Smoke, that's your smoke.
Hey, all I just want to have a good time, man. That's all.
Yeah. That's all it is. Don't nobody take this to heart, but you see, I was writing while y'all was talking. I took down stuff y'all was saying. You think I didn't? I did. I took down stuff you were saying. So don't think that's what I do. I write down stuff you say, and I respect what you say. And,
Let me find out you the police, Tim.
Mm.
You got the whole transcript.
Not the police. Not the police. I wouldn't do that. Hey, look, if I was, you would get one of the passes to make sure you never get stopped. All y'all get the pass so you wouldn't stop. But yeah. I love it.
JT, you gotta watch what he's saying. You ain't paying attention.
I told you that's why I didn't want to come on here first because I know you got the CIA on the other line, man.
Trust me, if they wanted any one of y'all, they would have been got y'all. You stop at Dunkin' Donuts in the morning.
Later tomorrow, this conversation. What did you say about wife? Like, I don't want any problems.
Nah, you ain't gonna get that.
Okay.
But with that being said, anybody got anything? And Leslie, you got anything to say?
Well, I like to say it was a great insight, and I think everyone's opinion was spot on. So yeah, nice to be on the show, and you guys are doing a great show.
Yeah, we got to have you. We got to have you back. Because you brought a different, aspect and a different voice that people ain't used to hear.
Oh, okay, all right.
So we'll bring you back and make sure you come in. You got good insight. They slept on you though, Leslie. They thought you wasn't gonna be that good.
Oh.
Who said that?
Nah, I'm messing with you. Come on, Michael Jackson, chill out. Nah, I'm just messing with you. With that being said, we're gonna play this music and go on now. Let me get in here. Hold on. Yeah, I just want y'all to know I love y'all too. Y'all are so good, boy. I tell you, y'all are good. It might work. It might not.
It didn't work the first time. I ain't hear no music.
You did?
It did.
Nope.
It played.
No, I didn't hear anything.
It might have gave it might have gave up on me.
I'm on the clips, the place to be. When on topic is too controversial, you'll see.
I'm going.
Join the man, let's talk for a while.
I
On the
see.
Clips podcast.
I'm gonna run up on all y'all.
Welcome to the Clips, welcome to Smile. Welcome to the Clips, where the fun. Welcome to the Clips,
You want
where
to
the
Clips
fun
podcast?
never ends. We're having top topics, making best friends. So grab a seat, get ready to go.